What's up, adventurers? My name is Platinum Phoenix, and welcome back to Pikmin 2. Last time, we were sent back to a planet that we had just escaped in order to help our company get out of debt. And this time, we are heading back to the Valley of Repose in order to see if we can find any more treasure to help in that cause. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Landing in the Valley of Repose. Good morning, workers. Ready for another day of toiling for the profit of your company. The Pikmin seem to still be asleep inside their onion. What lazy creatures. Now, no wonder they lack survival skills. Stand beneath the onion and press A to call them out. And if we do exactly that, press A, we can pull out all 20 of the Pikmin we got yesterday. And the first part of today is mostly just getting more Pikmin. You want to be able to get as many Pikmin as you can because we need to get up to at least 35. So I think I'm actually going to send Louie with a good chunk of these Pikmin. And I think I actually need more than this. We'll just take all of them. And we're gonna have him pick up these 5 pellets. I think that was only 4. And they need 5 to carry each of them, but they give us, I think, 10 in return, so it's very nice to get these. And then we get this one. And then I forget if there's anything all the way back over here, but I think there is. I want to say the pellet posies we took down yesterday are back. If the Pikmin could catch up, please. We grab this one, and then we grab that one and that one. And we'll actually throw 2 at each of them. Because you can put double the amount that is listed on the pellet posies on them, and it just makes them carry them back faster. So I'm just going to run back and help Olimar pick the rest of the Pikmin that we are getting. Actually, I'm just going to have Olimar grab everyone else. Why did this pellet not get... Okay, come on, guys. I need that one grabbed, and I need this one. Oh, that one's not even grown. Never mind. Let's go ahead and just pick up the Pikmin then. And we are already at 36, but I believe... Is there anything up here yet? No, there's nothing up there. Pellet posies will eventually start growing up there, is why I checked. But we're just going to grab these. And we are now just waiting for the rest of these to get back. Did this one grow yet? No, it did not. Really just a waiting game at the beginning of the second day. But you can actually see... Oh, we got a 5 pellet now. You can now see at the top of the screen, we are actually timed today. So it's good to go as quickly as you can with getting objectives done. And you want to get as many of these red Pikmin as possible today because it's our only source of Pikmins right now. And that gets us up to 47. Which should be more than enough for what we need. So let's go, everyone. Everyone onwards to the box. And like I showed yesterday, we need 35 to knock this box down. And once we get 35 on it, it gets compressed. Don't know why one bag took 15 and the other bag took 35 because they're the same bag, but we're just going to take out this red dwarf bulborb. And if we walk over here, we have a new enemy. This is a red bulborb. And it is basically just a bigger version of the dwarf bulborb, but they are not actually related. They are just similar species. And in the first game, you would want to get behind it and rush it using your R or ZR button, or LR button, to do this, to rush it. But in this game, you can actually throw a lot faster than you could in the first game. So you want to get as close as you can to it without waking it up. And then you just want to start mashing the A button to throw as many Pikmin as you can as fast as you physically can. I did lose a few, but that is the best method that I can think of to get to stop them from eating any of the Pikmin. And if we go over here, we have a treasure, which takes 35 Pikmin. Let's see here. How many is that? 27. Is that 32? 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be enough? Okay. That's enough. We're going to take you off of there because you physically can't lift it. And we'll put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll put the last 2 on you. And because we're just carrying stuff back, I think I'm just going to skip ahead till they get all this stuff back. So we will be right back. Alright, and we got Utter Scrap, which kind of looks like the president, if I'm being honest. But that is another 170 to our total. And we are just going to grab all these Pikmin, and we have to pluck these 5 that we just got. And what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to hit X to separate us. And I'm going to have Olimar take all 49 of the Pikmin we have here. And he's going to run over here and collect that dwarf Bulborb and this regular Bulborb. And then we're going to start breaking down that wall. 2 more. And the reason I'm leaving Louie over there is so that I have somebody over at the base to pick the rest of the Pikmin. So what we need to do here is just take your Pikmin and either throw them or swarm them at the wall. And over time, they will break down this wall. And because this is mostly automated, I'm going to just go back over to Louie. And again, we are just waiting for these tasks to be done. And there's not much else for me to do or talk about, so I think we're just gonna skip ahead once again. How could Pikmin destroy such a massive wall? When their might is ferocious. Louie, did Olimar instruct you on proper Pikmin command protocol? Apparently not. Olimar, you are failing as your duty as a superior. Allow me to explain. And then now he's just going to explain everything we have already talked about. We're just skipping all of this because we don't need to hear it again. That is one of the things I was talking about last episode, where it just likes to explain over and over and over again the different commands you can give the Pikmin or different controls that the game has. But he likes to just say it like 6, 7, 8 times, and it gets old pretty quickly. But I guess I could actually talk about the wall we just broke down, because it broke down pretty quickly, and that's because it is a white wall, which is the weakest type of wall in the game. And it's also a webbed wall, which means any type of Pikmin can break it down, which is slightly different than other types of walls that we will go over later. But for now, I actually want to switch over to Olimar, and we're going to call you as well as Louie, which will grab all 65 of the Pikmin we have, and we'll just walk right up here. Interesting. Warm air is welling up from the hole in the ground before you. That joke's too easy. What could lie underneath? What is wrong? You both show expressions of unease. Do not fear, the group of Pikmin will join you. I shall dispatch my research pod too. I will return any Pikmin outside of the group to the onion. Approach the hole and press A to jump in. Basically, you want whoever you're controlling to have every single Pikmin you have on the field, because if you don't have them with that character, they will not join you when you jump into what are the dungeons of Pikmin 2, which is a very new mechanic, which we will go over. And this one is called Emergence Cave. So let's go ahead and head inside. Those circles under the name of the dungeon show you if there's any hazards, which is very helpful to know. But Emergence Cave doesn't have any hazards, so we don't actually have to worry about that. And something else that is very nice about these dungeons is that from floor to floor, and when you enter the dungeon, it actually saves. So if you lose a bunch of Pikmin or something terrible happens, you can just start at the beginning of whatever floor you were on. Intriguing, my heat sensors indicate that this whole interior is warmer than on the surface. Analysts suggest danger lies ahead, but the promise of treasure is tantalizing. If you wish to check underground terrain, press plus to communicate with me. I am not just a ship, I am all-purpose support pod. And we're just gonna grab everyone and head over this direction. Where we have more new enemies, as well as more treasure. And these are called snow bulborbs, which are exactly like dwarf bulborbs, except they are only found underground because they like warmer sections, and like he said, or like the ship said, it is warmer underground, so it is a more apt location for them to be. Well, we got some spicy ginger ale, which is quenching emblem. Nice bottle cap. And it's the exact same amount as the bottle cap that we actually saw in the first, or in the opening cutscene. And we actually want to continue throwing at this one. And I want to grab, not that, I want to grab this, which requires 15. But I do actually want to throw like 6 of them onto that one to show something interesting. And I'm actually going to grab this. And sure, we'll just grab all of them because we have more than enough Pikmin to do so. But you'll see why it's not the most amazing idea to grab these. Dessert! How can you possibly consider this beast a treasure? Beasts are incompatible with my circuitry. I suppose I will store your finds in my hold. But I do not think beasts will be worth much. Basically, when you're underground, there are no onions, so grabbing the beast will get you like a couple of gold or a couple of pokos each. So they're not entirely worth it. I like grabbing them because it just makes the floors look more neat. But like I said, they're not entirely necessary. Also, we got a nice citrus lump, which is 180 pokos. And I'm debating if I let these go. I think I'm just going to. They each give me 2 gold, which is not a lot, but every poko counts when we're trying to get 10,000 of them. And the other thing I guess I should mention, when you're going from floor to floor, if you have a captain that has a bunch of Pikmin, and you have the other captain at the entrance to the next sub-level, this hole appears to be quite deep. My sensors indicate more treacherous terrain ahead. Louis, do you recall that you can adjust the camera with DL? And up and down and right on R, yes? Your expression says that you do. Excellent. Don't worry, all your Pikmin will follow you. Approach the hole and press A to enter it. What the ship was saying is that even if the captain or the captain that you have entering the hole is not with all the Pikmin, every single Pikmin on the floor or with captains will join you regardless of who they are with. Which is very nice because it means you can leave a captain at the ship to pick up whatever Pikmin you use to bring the treasure back, because they always have to go back to the ship. And they won't be left behind. And it's very nice that it just doesn't force you to run all the way back if you keep a captain all the way back there. We got some more bullboards, which I guess we'll just grab real quick. And right up here, we have America! Or more specifically, half of a globe. It's inconceivable that such an immense object has been buried here for so long. The design on the outer shell resembles the surface of the planet as seen from space. Perhaps this can be used for something other than salvage. But how will we ever lift it? I fear that even 100 red Pikmin will be unable to lift it. And the reason they specify 100 is because you can only have 100 Pikmin on the field at once. And the other reason they specify 100 is if we swarm this, it requires 101 Pikmin, which is kind of just a slap in the face. Considering, like I just said, we can only have 100 Pikmin at any one time. So, what is our solution here? My solution is to kill that snow bulborb. And these snow bulborbs, because who likes bulborbs? We'll take that one out. We'll take that one not out. Throw everything. And we'll take this one out. And go ahead and collect our spoils. Because what we need to do next is run over here. And we got some interesting new plants. Very vibrant purple, if I might add. Astounding! A flower blooms in a cave deep beneath the snowy surface. Our landscape. Clearly, it is warmer down here than above. Look, the Pikmin are restless. They look as if they yearn to be tossed into the flower. These are called candy pop buds. And what they do is you can throw up to 5 Pikmin into each candy pop bud, and they will transform into... I guess I didn't get 5 into this one. Oops. My bad. They will transform into whatever color the candy pop bud was. In this case, we get some nice new purple Pikmin, which is brand new to this game. We get Sumo Pikmin. Amazing. A purple Pikmin. It has hair and is quite stocky. It seems very heavy and strong. This kind of Pikmin was not mentioned in your report, Olimar. It must be an entirely new type. Transforming Pikmin by tossing them into flowers. Intriguing. Perhaps there are others. And, like they said, purple Pikmin seem to be a bit more weighty than other Pikmin. And by that, I mean they are actually the best combat Pikmin in the game. Doing exactly 30 times more damage than every other Pikmin. Besides red, which they do like 28 times. Or 15 times. Something like that. But they are admittedly a lot slower. As you can see, they are lagging behind the reds. But the big draw of them, besides them being so much stronger, is that when they are carrying things, they count as 10 regular Pikmin. Which means stuff like this, which requires 100 Pikmin, now require like 10. So it's very easy to now pick up very heavy objects and to weight down stuff that requires a lot more Pikmin than we would be able to otherwise. And this is going to be very slow because, again, the purple Pikmin are very slow at carrying things. The other thing is, when you throw the Pikmin, you see they have that shock, or the purple Pikmin, you see they have those shock waves when they hit the ground. That will stun enemies, which is very useful in boss fights or for enemies that are more difficult to deal with. And it's very nice because if you stun them, then you can lock onto them and hit them for more damage using the same purple Pikmin. And, speaking of which, the purple Pikmin also have homing on them. So as long as you throw near an enemy, they will always hit the enemy. But now that we have this back, we have the Spherical Atlas, which gives us 200 Pokos, but more helpful, there is a device resembling a microchip embedded inside this sphere, retrieving data. Error, I can only decode a portion of the data, but I did retrieve new geographic charts. I will input this data into my planetary basis and name it the Sphere Chart. Press plus to contact me and go to the exploration kit on the radar screen by pressing left on the keypad. Now that we have this new data, we should explore the decoded territory tomorrow. So, as the ship just said, getting those spheres are what allows us to explore more of the world that we have access to here. While in the first game, it was requiring you to get a certain number of ship parts, all you need is to find the one sphere in each location, and it gives you access to wherever you want to go. Or the next location, more specifically. But the other thing about the purple Pikmin is they're completely subterranean, meaning that you can only find them underground, which means they do not have an onion, and the only way to get more of them is to find more candy pop buds, which means the purple Pikmin are very valuable. You want to keep them alive at all costs, and try to be careful with them if you're able to. Astounding! Water is shooting out of this geyser, and with incredible force. Sensors indicate it has enough power to launch you into the air. Approaching it and press A to try. And luckily there is a space above it, or we would just, I guess, be crushed against the roof of this place. But these geysers are how we escape the dungeons once we are done with them. And as you escape the dungeons, it'll show you what you collected in the dungeon, and tell you if you have actually completed it or not. If you didn't, you won't get like this confetti, and it won't show that flag at the top by the treasure number that you have. But we got the Sphere Atlas, the Citrus Lump, the Quenching Emblem, and like 11 enemies-ish, giving us 502 Pokos, which is very nice. We are almost at 1,000 already, and it's only day 2. And yes, let's go ahead and save. And once you exit a dungeon, it will shoot you back out to your landing site. So you're in a safe location when it spits you out. And normally, you are able to continue with your day after you exit a dungeon. But since this is our first dungeon, you have successfully returned to the planet's surface. Excellent decision-making, gentlemen. We must celebrate your first successful spelunking expedition. You've gathered a large amount of data that needs in-depth analysis. I shall send a report back to the president tonight detailing your progress. Olimar and Louis, since you will explore a new area tomorrow, today's work is done. What? You still want to work? Unacceptable. You must not realize it, but you are exhausted. You should take a much-needed rest, as you have all the time you need to collect treasure. Haste makes waste, so take it slow and steady. And what the ship was just saying there is, one, it's forcing us to end the day early today, since we entered the dungeon at like half a day, which is why I recommended getting everything outside of the dungeon done first before actually entering. But the ship said we had unlimited days, which is true. Unlike the first game, which is limited to 30 days, you have as many days as you could possibly want here in order to get every single piece of treasure that is on this planet. Which is weird, considering the first game was limited based on the amount of oxygen and breathable atmosphere that you had, which coming here again wouldn't change that. But whatever. We have Earned 672 Pokos today. Again, bringing us to almost 1,000 on our second day. And we did lose a couple of Pikmin. I believe we lost 5 in battle to that one red Bulborb. But we gained 35 reds and 10 purples. So I think that's a pretty good day. You have mail. Baby steps first. Baby step first, Olimar. Plan well and don't worry about me. Our debt is what Happy Hokatate Savings and Loan. After all, besides, there's nothing left to repossess. So, and we'll just go ahead and save here. And I think, since we have finished our day 2, we are going to end this episode here. So I hope that everyone enjoyed watching this episode. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Next time, we go to our new location, the Awakening Woods, and see if we can find any treasure there. But until then, happy adventuring!